Let's show the beginning of the show and how COVID really kind of like changed the direction of everything. Mostly because I think it thrust you into, from this only being about others, into you having to tell the world what you see and what's coming. I think that was the big thing.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so let's check this out. Greg, tell me kind of what you are up to these days, right? Like, tell me what JWB is right now, what your role is, what you're doing right now.
I'm fresh out of planning my goals for 2020. I just wrote that, so I'm gonna be like, I'm normally like really fired up. I'm like extra fired up right now.
I love it.
Coronavirus officially hitting the U.S. Here's what we know.
I have today declared that the coronavirus presents a public health emergency in the United States.
Yeah, we're live, man. We are live in the group, I believe.
We are here again.
How are you feeling?
I think really over the last few days, just the full understanding of what this is meaning has really landed on me, as I think the rest of the world. I just keep going back to thinking how blessed we are, how blessed most of the people on this call are. If I think more about JWB, I feel like we're really blessed because we're really well positioned to handle this. I hope that they think long term rather than short term. But for JWB, we're in a really healthy position and we can withstand a change like this. What many people don't know is that one of the things that's most resilient in a time where there is a huge nationwide economic disaster is housing. Folks have asked me, hey, Greg, is it still a good time to buy rental properties right now? Are you still buying yourself? And my answer is yes. Temporary is what it is. We can all agree that it is going to be temporary.
Every single year, people have said, do you think that we're in a bubble, Greg? People talk about more if we're in a bubble today than they did when we were actually in a bubble in 2006. I never heard that we were in a bubble in 2006 and 2007, as shocking as that may seem. We're buying more today than we did last year. You're seeing about how we're investing even in downtown Jacksonville, right? You wouldn't do those things if you thought that there was a bubble.
For those that are JWB clients, for those who are thinking about investing in rental properties, I don't think this is gonna have one change to the long-term appreciation rate of your asset. If you invest in Jacksonville, the average appreciation rate in Jacksonville each year is 4.3%. That is the exact same appreciation rate for the long-term historical appreciation rate of Jacksonville if you go back to 1991. That's what gave me the confidence to come strong with all of you and say, listen, if rental properties were a good decision 6 months ago or 3 months ago before COVID broke, they're still a great decision. We feel really good about our response to be able to serve clients. We really are looking at this as an opportunity for us to underpromise and overdeliver and really wow people and show people how much we value them depending on us in a time like this. JWB is actually doing what's called a mortgage payment guarantee. If a resident can't pay their rent for whatever reason, we're taking that risk off the table for you. We make a payment to our owners that's equal to whatever their monthly mortgage payment would be, and it removes the possibility of negative cash flow. And we do this for a full 6 months.
Even though we were dealing with COVID, would you believe that our rent collection at JWB was 97.5% for the month of April, which is an incredible testament to the team, to our property management team, to our ability to put the right residents in, but to keep those relationships with those residents who are enduring very difficult times.
We want to be as open and communicative as possible. That's why you guys are probably going to get tired of me talking and in an outlet like this, because I want to be there in front of our clients, our people that depend on us.
Sorry for the late start today. We had some technical issues here in the studio. OGC is setting up somewhere else because we couldn't figure it out.
My friend, can you hear me?
Greg, are you there?
I am here. I was trying to get him the sneak peek of the office as I was running upstairs into my desk here.
It looked like a sneak peek of like your pocket, so I figured there he is.
There we are, everybody. On location in the office, outside of the studio. We are making it happen, brother.
We're making it happen, my friend. Take us back, man.
Yeah. I've watched that first episode after the full weight of COVID was upon us. And I connected instantly to the emotion of that moment. It still hits me hard. Like, I remember preparing for that, and it was hard not to keep it together. It was hard to just physically speak about what was going on in the world at that moment. And I didn't have a lot of answers, but I just remembered I just needed to be there with you all. I just, even if we don't have the answers, you just got to be there and be honest and truthful in those moments. And so I remembered the strength and the confidence that also kind of came to me in the months afterwards as well. As, there was that moment where nobody knew what was going on, and we all just kind of needed to lean in and say, this is going to be okay. But then I remember developing this rapport, and I think the community gave me a lot of confidence, because I do need to share with you guys that I'm about the least likely person to be sitting in this seat 6 years later, 500 episodes later. In the beginning, even though I've been doing this for 20 years, I never really thought of myself as a thought leader. It was kind of scary to me. And so I went to a conference, and they talked about how the owner, or one of the folks who's leading the business, really should be speaking from the heart and be that thought leader and develop rapport and community. And I thought, wow, that sounds really scary to me. So if you could think of that basic setting, and then your very first show, you convinced me to kind of do this thing, and then we kind of did it one time, and then all of a sudden, the next moment, we had 300-400 of our closest clients looking to me to give answers during COVID. That was a growth moment for me. But I'm so thankful because, then it became kind of like this muscle to exercise. And, with each show and with you all continuing to show up, I think together we all developed this confidence, and here we are 500 episodes later.
And that was the beginning of you starting to really not just report, but to get more and more comfortable with standing in your truth and going against the current and whatnot. And it started small, nowadays you're out there with a flaming sword of bashing headlines, right? But that was a big deal. And I think it was a really big deal for all of us. Like that weekly, I would call it like a weekly press conference almost,
right,
became this like moment of consistency for all of us in an inconsistent world that really, really brought us together. And I don't know, man, like for me, when I think of the giant bet that I took of convincing you that it's worth building a community, not just a content stream, I don't know how quickly it would have happened had it not been for that black swan. Like COVID, in a way, was the giant accelerator that made us all really come together. And I'll never forget that piece.
100%. Obviously there's a lot of negatives that came from COVID, but if I think about the amount of growth that it accelerated for this show and for this community, we needed something. We needed an outlet at that moment, and all we had was online, and you all came here in droves, and it made me a better leader to be able to be there when you guys needed us most from an investment perspective.